Everybody, I just wanted to say, if you're watching news, first thing that happened was during this war, they started promoting Zelensky and how good a guy Zelensky is, and Zelensky gets on there like he's out fighting the war, and he's not. It's a bunch of bull crap. The actual footage of him with uniform, he's nowhere near fighting anybody. But here's the thing. I just saw yesterday this general talking. He was saying they got to strike now. NATO has to strike now. The NATO forces strike now, and Russia's weak right now, trying to regroup. If they regroup, they may come back, harder and more powerful. But he was talking about how Ukraine had just decimated Putin's elite forces. He said elite forces and special forces, elite. He mentioned all that. And to me, something stinks to high heaven. I don't know anything for sure. This is all my opinion. But they were showing, like burned up tanks, the Javelin missiles that the United States has. They just eat up, rows of tanks called Javelin. But to me, there is some other forces over there. It might be U.S. troops, I believe, or U.S. Trained troops, maybe from another country. But definitely, it's not a bunch of Ukrainians and old women out there. They show them with rifles and kids killing these elite Soviets. Now, come on, guys. Are we that stupid? Come on, man, as Joe would say. Something bad and weird has happened. Either that or Putin. I don't see Putin just sacrificing his men, but he might, just because he's got another agenda, going. The thing is, I honestly believe, and this is my opinion, that some of the civilian strikes have been done by Ukraine and blamed on the Russians, because they want people to feel sorry for them and send them money over there and weapons. Let me tell you something. I feel sorry for all the people that are Russian or Ukrainian that are involved in this as citizens, but both governments are so corrupt. But you have the New World Order over here with Zelensky. Then over here, and the Great Reset man, he studied under Soros, and he's a Klaus Schwab person. And you look over here, you got Putin, who's just plain evil, but he hates the New World Order. And it's just a bunch of lies. I don't really believe any of it from either side, but think about it. This Russia's supposed to have this mighty forces, and we're all getting worried how strong Russia is now. They do have nuclears. I'm talking about their ground war and their troops. And this little chicken-ass country just annihilates them, and just kicks them everywhere with grannies out there with guns. Hey, get out of my yard! Poo, 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 popping Russians left and right. And then you have little kids, 8, 9 years old with their weapon, AKs and whatever they got. It's crazy. It's a lie. Now, come on, man. I just don't get it. Something's going on with that. This war's not going to go away. Everybody thinks, well, maybe here's Russia's going to go and occupy this little bit of land, and then Ukraine will let them have that, and just as long as they don't have KIEV in their bigger city, just let Russia have that bottom part down there. You'll see it on the map if you look at Fox News, where that a day or two ago they were talking about it. The thing is, this thing is going to escalate. I believe it's going to break out. We're too much involved. Putin is not the kind of man, to me, that would just back down, and he's look this bad. And they also have their different holidays coming up that he's going to look terrible in, and I just don't see the man doing it. So I wouldn't be saying, oh, well, it's okay now, but the thing you can do is get saved by the gospel of Jesus Christ. Go to him, know you're a sinner. Say, I'm a sinner, Lord, and forgive me for my sins. I need a Savior. You, Jesus Christ, Lord. Come and save me now. Save me. Save my soul from that burning hell. And believe the gospel. You know that he died, was buried, and rose on the third day, according to the scriptures. Mary Magdalene was the first one to see that rock move. That stone was moved. She thought somebody took the Lord's body. Oh, it bothered her. It bothered her bad. When she got Peter, I believe it was Peter and John. They rushed out there. John was faster than Peter and got there first. And he realized the Lord had risen. You see, people who say that the same gospel that Paul preaches and what the 12 was preaching in Jesus, that is absolute ignorance of the Bible. Why'd they run out there? He did rise. That they are. If they really knew the gospel of the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ, they wouldn't have rushed out there and been so surprised. And how do you? Come on, Just all throughout the Gospels, it shows that they're not preaching the gospel we have today, the gospel of grace, how that we're saved by grace through faith and not of our works. They were preaching a kingdom gospel, which is completely different, very different. But anyway, this Russian thing, I just had to say something about it because it's ridiculous. They're shoving it down their throat, lies. Don't believe anything they say.